Hi, welcome to C2 Sews. My name is Colleen. I've been making these little mini cushions, monogram cushions. Not necessarily monogram only because I've been putting little designs on them too. This one hasn't been filled, but I actually quite like it flat. Some has a hook on it so that you can hook it onto a backpack, handbag, anywhere. And this one just has a ribbon on it. I just feel that if you're going to give it to a little child, you have to be careful with them getting these little hardwares off the item and swallowing it. I'd hate that to happen. But yeah, just getting them all and using Kimberbell background quilting, making good use of that. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do one. These are with, these are appliqued, but the one I'm going to do will just be embroidery. This one is just embroidery. This one is applique. And yeah, and using the background quilting from Kimberbell. Block to block background quilting. So we'll go over to the machine. Or actually, I'll first show you what I use. What I will need. I'm going to use a cutaway stabilizer. I'm using a 5x7 for the size. You can actually do 2 of them in this size hoop. Bigger hoop you can do more. But I only need to make one at this moment. So I'm using a cutaway stabilizer, my 5x7 hoop. And this will be my front fabric, which I've put a bit of SF101 just to stabilize it, to prevent puckering. That will be my back fabric for the back. Nothing on the back of it. A little piece of ribbon, my hardware, and my stuffing. So I'm at my machine. I'm using a Luminaire, not that that matters. You can use it on any machine, embroidery machine that you have. And I'll go to embroidery, open my pocket, go to my USB, and I've got Kimberbell quilting, background quilting. I'm using the block by block method. So I'm going to choose the 4x4 and set it. And I'm going to resize it because 4x4 is a little bit too big. Now this is something you can only do with the block by block. Do not do it with your clear blue tiles because otherwise your designs won't match up. So I'm going to go, it was a 4.5, so I'm just going to, actually, let me press this one so that I can change the design and say yes, and now I can, and I'll go down to, oh, okay, it's been stubborn. It does it when I'm by myself. To reset the pattern, it is original. Okay. Okay. Once you press this one, it allows you to resize it more than what it would normally. So I wanted about a 3.5. And I'm using the one that's got the 4 arrows so that it can move each side equally rather than just lengthwise or widthwise. So I'm going to do it 350. Okay, be stubborn. That's good enough. And I'll go OK. And I'm going to press this button here to add. Go back to my pocket and to my USB. And I want to do a monogram. Let me see, this one. And set that. And that can be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to edit that, resize it, and I'm going to just make the monogram itself just a little bit. That's fine. And embroidery. This is just going to be a 5-minute stitch out. So I've got my stabilizer in the hoop. The hoop is connected to the machine, and we'll do the placement for the batting. That's something I didn't mention in requirements, is that we do need a little piece of batting. So I'm going to place my batting covering the whole placement line so that the machine can tack down the batting. So now we need to cut back the excess batting, and I'm using a double curved scissors, a 6-inch by Kimberbell, and just trim it close to the stitch line, trying not to cut the stitches. So I'm just going to trim that and I'll be back. Okay, I've trimmed back the excess batting, and it's now going to give me a placement line for my fabric. It's usually about 1/4 inch away. This way you don't end up with batting in your seam allowance, which lessens the bulk and give you a neater finish. That's what I like about Kimberbell's background quilting. Pretty awesome. And so now I'll place my fabric covering all of the placement line. You can use sticky tape, you can use glue. I'm fine without it. And now we are going to do the background quilting. These projects are so easy, and it's really good to use up your scrap fabric. If you have charm packs that you have, leftover pieces from your charm packs or anything, and they just come in really handy. Doesn't need much at all. So I'll change my thread color. So so that we can do a monogram. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to do things with the camera in between myself and the machine. I'll get it right one day. And I will do that monogram. The monogram will take 3 minutes. So not long to go. The whole stitch out is 5 minutes, and we've done 4 minutes already, so we're into the last minute. These are really good stocking fillers. Children that need to give their teachers a gift or their friends. It's good to attach to your travel luggage. And like I say, if you have a bigger hoop, you can do several in one hooping. I done 6 in a 9x14 hoop the other day, so it didn't take long at all. It was pretty good. So if you have a lot to make, it will go easy. So this shows that the design is finished, but we are not finished because we want to make it into a pillow. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach our ribbon. Oops. We're going to attach our ribbon to our hardware. If you're not using hardware, then it would just be the ribbon. And because this design is in the center of my hoop, I automatically know that this here is the middle. So this is going to be the middle of my design. And I'll just kind of line this up, judging by where that is. Where I need to place this, it's going to be short enough that it won't get caught under my needle, and that looks fine to me. So I'm just going to secure that with a bit of sticky tape. So it's going to be outside my stitch area, so that sticky tape is just fine there. I'm going to secure this so that it doesn't wobble around and find its way under my needle, because I do not want to have a broken needle or a damaged machine. And then I'm going to take my background fabric and place it face down, and it's going to cover this whole stitch area. Okay, I'll put some sticky tape just for the sake of the video, and I'll just place that down so that it doesn't move. Fine, so that's all ready. So having a look here, because it has already gone through all its steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the needle plus minus button, and because it's gone through the whole cycle, it goes back to the beginning of the design. So what I'm going to do is go to, it's on 0 now. This first step would be a placement line for the batting usually. I'm going to go to the next one, which is in orange, and that's usually the tack down line for the batting. That's the step I want to repeat at this moment. So going back here, we do not want it to stitch all around and it will do that, because we need an opening. We want the opening at the bottom, not at the top where the ribbon and stuff is, because we want it to be neater at the top. The bottom is a little bit more hidden. So just judging where it comes around the corner. Soon after it comes around the corner, I'm going to stop the machine. I'm going to advance it about 25 stitches and let it continue. This particular tack down line, it's going to go around twice, so I'll have to catch it the second time again. So let me just change my thread color to a more suitable color. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna keep my hand on the start-stop button, because as soon as it comes around this corner, and I'm gonna stop it. And then I'm gonna tie it off. Just so that it could really hold while I turn the design outside in. And then I'm going to cut the thread. I'm going to advance it about 25 stitches. So I'll go plus 10, and of course I have to use the plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks a little bit too far actually. I just went back. And here we go. I'll start it sooner next time. And stop. Tie it off. Cut it. I'll just go plus 20. So plus 10, plus another 10. I didn't like how it's going a little bit too far. I'll just go back a little bit. I'll knot it again just to give it a tighter. And off we go. So because we've got that ribbon here, I like to stitch it another time. So I'm just going to let the needle travel over there and stop it. just to really, that takes a lot of wear. Sorry. I should have gone back a previous step. Just to travel over that. There we go. Tie it off and cut it. And the design is done, ready to get it out to the hoop, and we'll see you at the table. So here we are. Oh man, this is so tight. We'll just cut this. Where we're going to turn it in, I do like to have a little bit of extra fabric just so that it can be neater. But then we'll go in and around, try and cut those corners away. And we'll turn this inside out, get your finger right down into the bottom, and it's a bit of a fight. Get your sticky tape off. Try and poke out those corners. Oh, I forgot to bring my iron out, but I would normally iron this down just to get this nicely placed. So I'd normally give this a really nice press just to neaten it. And then get some stuffing into it. And then you'll need your needle and thread. It's a part I don't enjoy, but anyway, it's just a little just a little piece that needs to be just a bit of needle and thread, and Just stitch it close, and there we go. That doesn't look nice. Make sure your corners are right, so just need to whip stitch that, and it will look as pretty as these. This one still needs a bit of stuff in, but yeah, nice and pretty. So there we go. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time. See you, bye.